Welcome back to episode 2 of this series. If you did not see episode 1, make sure you go have a look at it right now. It is a series where we are rewriting Leclerc's legacy. We started from France. This time we're going to be in Hungary and we're going to try and change his destiny to make him the 2022 world champion. You can see we're putting on some upgrades. We're getting some power unit upgrades in for Belgium. We're thinking about maybe taking grid penalties for Belgium. It's either Belgium or Monza because we're going to have to at some point. We do have some chassis upgrades coming in for this Grand Prix, which is very good news because we're here in Hungary. You have a look at the driver standings. It is now a 56-point gap to Max Verstappen, which makes this Grand Prix all the more important. We had a bit of trouble last time out in France. We got P7, Verstappen P1. If you do remember, Esteban Ocon decided, you know what, we'll take him out. We'll claim that bounty, which someone has stuck on my head. And that dropped us all the way down to P17. And at that point, it was kind of a comeback drive. We managed to get back up to P7. And this is another moment for Ocon. Twice. We meet Ocon twice in this track. And both times, the first time he made contact, the second time he almost took us out. So pretty tragic from him, and he basically trying to get us. But anyway, full focus on Hungary. You can see Q1, we're not in the top 14. Panic set in. I thought I was safe. We go down, we were P15. We were 2 tenths away, or no, not 2 tenths, 2 100ths away from being knocked out in Q1, and it was going to be absolutely tragic. But we get through in Q2 as well, so thankfully we're in Q3, but we look slow. We're about a second slower than our teammate. But you come into Q3, we're starting to hook up that lap a little bit better, and you can see through those 2 turns, we gained 2.5 tenths. We did a 16.6, I believe, on the first lap, and we're about half a second behind our teammates. So if we can find half a second, we can creep into that top 5. And the time is there. It's just on every lap, I'll have a few good corners, and then I'll mess up on one corner. And I did it on here as well. I did it in that middle sector. And we're about 3 tenths up, so it's not bad, but I know I have to push it. I know I have to find another couple of attempts. We find another couple of attempts, we get into the top 5 at least. Verstappen P7, I think a couple other people, they either got held up or didn't come back out again, but we're coming up across the line. It is a 4 to 4.5 tenth improvement, but it's not going to be enough. Only P6, our teammate P5. The good part, though, is Verstappen down in P7. We could do something in this race. I do feel confident around here, and I feel like we could get something done.
Get ready for another round of Formula One action. We're not expecting too many retirements at this circuit. There are plenty of current and former drivers with flawless finish rates here.
Well, looks like we're going to retire. Lando Norris took pole position here in Hungary. I still can't believe it. But Norris on pole. You got Perez P2. It's a good thing that Verstappen had a stinker, considering we had a bit of a stinker ourselves. Hamilton P3, Sainz P4, we're P5, and Verstappen in behind in P6. So we've got up a place. I think it's George Russell. George Russell is down here somewhere. Surely he's taking a big penalty. You got the 2 Alpines 10 and 11. There you go. George Russell in P13. Okay. We are on the medium tyres. I think everybody in this Grand Prix is on the mediums. Last time out in France, we started on the hards, and in hindsight, probably wasn't the best choice. So we want to be on the faster tyre at the start of this Grand Prix. See if we can gain a couple of positions and just be on the pace so we can be in there at the end of the race with a chance of winning it. As away we go. It's not a bad start from us, not a bad start from Sainz either, but in that second phase we just get that little bit more grip, and that's going to allow us to attack him around the outside. You've got Norris holding on to P1, Perez and Hamilton up ahead scrapping away, but we are scrapping away with our teammate, going side by side as we run down the hill into this downhill left-hander. You've got to be careful on the brakes not to slide in to my teammate there, as we're still going side by side, but around the outside we go swooping round. We give each other room, and through we go. No wheel contact, no wheel banging, nothing. That was as clean as you can get it with our teammate. We don't want to be taking our teammate out, but the talk of the story is Max Verstappen down in P8. What has he done? He's had an absolute stinker of a start. He started in P6, already dropped 2 positions to Ricciardo and Gasly, so not the start that Verstappen had in mind. And I tell you what, he's going to get frustrated behind Pierre Gasly. The front 6 are already running away. There's already an 8 tenths gap up ahead, and Gasly might defend for his life here. So let's see what Verstappen has done at the start. What sort of howler has he done? It's not a bad start, not a bad getaway, but I think Daniel Ricciardo just has a lightning start, and Verstappen can't really get gone in that second phase. Gets boxed in on the inside, and Gasly swoops around the outside, and that's how Verstappen has dropped 2 positions at the start of this Grand Prix, in a place where it's not that easy to overtake. So he's going to struggle to get back up, as he did get past Gasly, but down in P7, a couple seconds behind Ricciardo. Maybe this is going to be a poor weekend for him, as Norris is cruising out in front. 2.2 second gap. I don't know where that pace has come from.
Okay, some information on Norris. Okay, they're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
I can't believe it. He's got 2.2 second gap. He's broken away from this train of cars. I honestly don't know where this McLaren pace has come from, but he gets a mechanical problem and he's going to be really, really slow, at least for the next few laps, maybe even the rest of the Grand Prix. I don't know where this McLaren pace has come from, though. They're a midfield car. They're not even at the top. But anyway, Lando Norris leads the Grand Prix. Probably should still be running away with it, but instead he's got Perez all over the back of him because he's been very, very slow. He's like a second and a half, 2 seconds slower per lap. So it's really, really bad for Lando Norris as Perez goes to a move around the outside. He's going to get this move done, and this is a problem for us because Perez has got the move done after the 2 DRS straights, the 2 main overtaking points on this track. And Hamilton, me, Sainz, Ricciardo, we're all behind trying to make a move. But where are we going to make a move on Lando Norris? Perez could really pull away here. Is Hamilton going to have a go at Lando Norris? Maybe into the chicane? Can he ever go? Lewis Hamilton, yes he is. He's going to go down the inside. Needs to make this move. Hamilton goes through and through we go as well. That is huge. That is so important for our race. Very, very big. Lando Norris was very slow. We only lost about a second to Sergio Perez. So that's fine by us. Up into P3 we go. And now we're just going to try and sit behind Hamilton and Perez and keep moving. Carlos Sainz, on the other hand, didn't have the same luck. Lando Norris is defending for his life against him as he locks up and through goes Sainz. So Norris is really struggling and really slow, and now he's going to hold up his teammate and Max Verstappen. But Sainz has got through up into P4, and what this does is this actually kind of allows us to relax a little bit. We can save ERS down the straight because we don't have to worry about getting attacked from behind. So it kind of puts us in cruise control mode and lets us relax as Ricciardo goes down the inside of his teammate. Verstappen, on the other hand, he's stuck. He's stuck behind Lando unless he can go for a move down here. Is he going to go for it? He's not close enough. Lando Norris is holding on to P6 for now. He's going to lose P6. He's going to lose P7. He's going to drop down. He might not even finish in the points at this rate. He is really slow. As Verstappen is going to look for a move up to this upward left-hander. It's kind of a blind corner. He goes around the outside. What a move that is. You don't see a move there too often. But what a move from Max Verstappen up into P6. And now he can try and make a late charge for this race win. But Norris, you got to feel for him. He was looking so quick at the start of this Grand Prix. Now he's being overtaken by Esteban Ocon. Careful, mate. He might make contact with you. But through goes Ocon, and Norris, he's dropping like a stone. He is dropping. Norris down in P8. He's not going to finish in the points. Surely not. But back to our race. Lap 10. We're still in that cruise control mode. Sitting behind Hamilton. Sitting behind Perez. Just keep getting the times in. We don't want to fight Hamilton. We fight Hamilton, Perez breezes away. So we're just going to sit and relax a little bit as Latifi is getting lapped on lap 10. And I'll tell you what, he's held up Hamilton there. Now we might actually be able to have a go. We could not get close enough to Hamilton before this final corner to have a go. So we were just sitting behind. This time, though, we are close enough. 4 tenths is the gap. We can have a go at Lewis Hamilton here as we look for a move. Are we going to go down the inside or around the outside? We're going to go around the outside at turn 1 with DRS. See you later, Lewis. We're going to get DRS again. We should be able to stay ahead of the Mercedes driver. Hamilton is fighting for his life here. All this scrapping is helping out Sergio Perez up in front as we still go side by side. You can see Hamilton in our wing mirrors. We give him the room, but we say, see you later, Lewis. We're up in the P2. You stay down in P3. We need this race win, and we've got to chase after Verstappen's teammate in order to get it. But what a move that was. Oh, that was a beautiful move. We're at the outside at turn 1, and we went side by side for a little bit. Now we are in prime position as P2. We can fight with Perez and take that race win, but we're just going to try and get in that DRS, which we're doing right now on lap 13, and we're just about in that 1 second margin. We just got to get a good last couple of quarters, and we will be able to make it in that 1 second. And as we come across the DRS detection line, just about inside that 1 second. So that's going to allow us to cruise a little bit. That's going to allow us to sit behind Perez, save some ERS, and basically pull away from Hamilton a little bit. You see that gap is about 0.8, 1 second. We're hovering around pulling out of that DRS zone from Lewis Hamilton. But we're here with Perez, and this is about pit stop territory. So right now, it's very hard to overtake Perez on the track. I mean, we struggle with Hamilton. We can only do it because Latifi backed him up. So we're going to do box opposite Perez. If he stays out, we come in. If he comes in, we stay out. So Perez stays out. So we're going to come in to the pits. See if we can get an undercut. You know, it's very hard to get an undercut on this game just because of the cold tyres. If he stays out an extra 2 laps, that'll be perfect. Then I think we can get it done. But if he comes in next lap, likely he'll stay ahead. But we have to try something different. We come in at the same time as Perez, nothing's going to change. So we're trying something different. We're coming out of the pits now. Maybe Perez gets held up when he comes in. Who knows? So, out of the pits, ahead of Hamilton. We need a strong outlap. And maybe when he comes out of the pits, we'll be close enough to push him. So he is coming into the pits now, followed by Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz might actually hold him up here. So Perez into the pits, putting on the new tyres. Sainz comes in. I guess he did hold him up a little bit. So doing some teamwork there, Carlos. Thank you, mate, as we're coming around the final quarter. So I think we're a little too far behind Sergio Perez. I don't think we're going to be close enough to battling him on his outlap, which is a little frustrating, but we need to make sure we come out ahead of Carlos Sainz, which we do. So ahead of Carlos Sainz, that was crucial, but Sainz comes out ahead of Hamilton. That is beautiful. Carlos Sainz ahead of Hamilton. This is big for the constructors. Is he going to be able to hold on though? Hamilton around the outside. Look at this side-by-side battling. Carlos Sainz trying to hold on to the inside with those cold tyres. It's going to be difficult, and it proves to be too difficult as Hamilton does get through. But Sainz did hold him up, and he's given me that gap to Hamilton, a 1.3, 1.4 second gap. That is pretty nice. That will help me relax. That will let me just relax behind Perez for a bit as we did close on into Perez. He had those cold tyres, so we were able to get that gap down pretty quick. And a lot of this is about don't make any mistakes. Just sit behind him and just concentrate. Because in Hungary, it's very easy to make a mistake. You know, you miss your braking point once, all of a sudden you're out that DRS zone and you're pushing to get back in it. But George Russell, I don't know what's wrong with... Oh, George Russell, he's up in a P6 and he's got a problem. So George Russell, what a drive he's had, and all of a sudden, the bulletproof Mercedes has had a howler, and out of the race he goes. As a DNF, is that a safety car on lap 21? I mean, this would spice things up, but no, it wasn't. Fortunately for me, it wasn't. I did not want a safety car. I'm in the rhythm. I'm in the, I guess in the rhythm. And when I'm in the rhythm, especially around Hungary, you don't want a safety car, because then you got to worry about heating up your tyres, and then you got to get back in the rhythm again. And yeah, that'll be too stressful for me in a track like this, where I'm already focusing so hard as we're right on Perez's tail. I'll tell you what, we are closing in. We've got 7 laps to do this. Now, we're going to do this before the last lap, because on the last lap, on the last 2 laps even, the AI decided to dump every ounce of ERS they have saved up. So I kind of want to get this done with about 3-4 laps to go, and then try and push away before that final lap to give myself a bit of breathing room. And we are on to lap 30 now. So I'm trying to close on in, see if we can get closer. But we just can't get close enough to Perez coming out this final corner. So this final sector is so important, but it's around this final corner. We just cannot get close enough to Perez, but we want to go for that move at some point. We're about half a second behind. Are we close enough to go for a move on Perez? We've got ERS, we've got DRS. Look at this, we are close enough. Are we going to think of a move down the inside? Last of the late breakers. Down the inside we go. What a move that is. Up in a P1. That is crucial. That is huge for the championship. You got Verstappen down in P5, and Sainz is defending for his life against Max Verstappen, and we're doing our bit. We're up in the P1. This will be a 15-point overhaul on Max Verstappen, and this will be absolutely crucial in the championship and allow us to come on back. What a move that was down the inside of Perez. Very late on the brakes, and now we've tried to pull away, but you can see half a second is the difference through this middle sector with 1.5 laps to go. This AI, Sergio Perez, is going to be all over the back of us on this final lap. 3 tenths, 4 tenths. We are very strong through this portion of the third sector, so we do up it a little bit. But we have to really push coming out this last corner. We have to hope Perez doesn't have a very good exit, and maybe we can hold on to this P1. The elbows are going to come out if Perez tries to go for a move. And on to the final lap we go. 6 tenths is the gap. We're dumping all our ERS. We've got a very, very good exit. And that's going to allow us to relax a little bit. Perez will not be making a move. Hamilton might even be thinking of a move on Perez. Perez, he's about a second behind now. We should be able to hold on to our first win in this series and to really bring that fight to Max Verstappen. Carlos Sainz, he's doing his job for his teammate. He is down in P4, holding off Max Verstappen. And what a win this is going to be for Charles Leclerc. There should be no more places where Perez can get us. We just have to bring it home now. Bring it round the last couple corners. And we will be the race winner in Hungary. And we will be back in the 2022 championship fight. One more corner to go. Charles Leclerc is going to win in Hungary. Max Verstappen will only take P5. We are back in the championship fight. We've forgot about France. But we are here in Hungary. And we are race winners once again. Look at this. Ferrari on top of the podium. It feels good. This was crucial. We needed this race win. We needed those points. And I don't think we got fastest lap, but we did get 25 points. Max Verstappen only bringing home 10. And after last episode, you didn't expect him to only get P5, but that is absolutely crucial in the championship, and that gives us hope. That gives us hope. We could basically get P1, Verstappen P2 every race, and we should be able to win the championship now. So we needed Verstappen to have a stinky day like that, and 41 points is the gap. That looks much more doable. That is a gap we can close down, and you can see Ferrari now, we're 80 points behind Red Bull. We can still close that gap down in the constructors, but the main focus is the driver's standings. 41 points behind Verstappen. We could close that down, and we're going to continue again next time in Belgium. Make sure you keep following along with this series. If you are enjoying it, please subscribe, and make sure you leave a like and comment on if you think we will end up beating Max Verstappen, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.